Spleen 6. Now, this is one of the most, for acupuncturists and shiatsu practitioners, one of the most famous points. And it's one of the most wonderful points, but before you go jumping in, it can also be quite a sore point. So just want to make you aware of that. It can be quite sore for some people. So hopefully you can see this, right? Here's my foot, just like the one in the picture there. And like you can see in the picture, 4 fingers width up from the medial, the middle of the ankle, inside ankle, right? So here's the inside ankle, the highest point, 4 fingers width up, and you're kind of just underneath the edge of the bone, where it's nice and soft, and it's not like tough muscle, it's just softy softness. And for me, it is pretty tender. It is a little bit sore. And now you can see the Chinese name there is San Yin Jiao, and San is 3, Yin is yin, and Jiao is like meeting or place or the coming together. And why it's called this is because you have the spleen, which is a yin channel, you have the liver, which is a yin channel, and you have the kidney, which is a yin channel. And all 3 of the yin channels that run through the leg converge at this point. And so it's a fantastic point for getting in touch, not only with the yin quality within our bodies, and that yin is very calming, and it's cooling, and it's nourishing, and it's supporting, and it's coming back to center, and all of those things. But also, you can work with the spleen, you can work with the liver, and you can work with the kidney, all of those together in one point. So, this point here, so 4 fingers width up, and you'll find that, you know, it's probably fairly tender all the way along there. When it is tender, it's tender all over the place. So it might be that your point is sort of about that big. And what I'd like us to do is just start further up next to the shin. You see that? Next to the shin. So here's the shin bone, and there's the softness next to it. I'd like you to start off and just squeeze with the thumbs gently down through the leg, all the way down to the ankle. And if you remember the spleen 3 from last time, that's what Cliff did last time. We can just end on spleen 3, which was just behind that lovely lump of bone, where someone asked a very good question about, do bunions affect? If someone had a bunion on their foot, does that, you know, stop the point being there? And I had mentioned that in a very loose way, the body is like a landscape. And so if a landmark shifts, a stream will just find a way of shifting with it. Okay, so we're just squeezing and massaging down. So squeezing down with the thumbs in that sort of softness next to the bone. Find the 3 yin meeting and get a feeling for what it's like. What it's like sinking to that point. And notice whereabouts and how it feels in the rest of your body. Okay, and then carry on down. Just do that one more time. Working down, working down, working down. This is self-shiatsu. And finding the point. There's a bit of tenderness. Yeah, that's the right place. And sinking in. I'm feeling that right in my middle burner, personally. Ah, lovely. It's quite a nourishing feeling. And then down to the spleen 3. Okay, straighten that up. And let's do the other side. I'm going to turn around this way, just so you can see again. Inner ankle, the middle point of it. 4 fingers whipped up. There. Here's the bone, and then just behind it in the soft area. There. That's where we're looking for. And tender, 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 tender. So all of that area is quite tender, so the point is going to be responsive in all of that area. Okay. So then we're going to come a little higher up, and we're just next to the bone in the softness of the leg, and just sinking in. And I can, if this is an awkward angle for you, you can let your foot drop and just try and reach from here. And if that's even more awkward, see if you can get someone else to do it. Okay, just another couple of goes down, just squeezing down. And when you find that sensitive area, just check, is it about 4 fingers width up? Nice. Sink in, relax the arms, relax the thumbs, but keep a little bit of weight going in. Notice where you feel affected in the body. Is it locally? Is it somewhere else? Is it not even physically? Maybe it's more of a mental, emotional feeling. Yeah, there's a bit of lightness in the mind there. That's nice. Okay, and then come down to that spleen 3, just here on the foot. Oh, it's a bit sore. Woo. Last one. Self Shiatsu. Just nourishing ourselves. Checking again, yeah, that's the right point. Sinking in. This time I'm feeling generally the whole body on this side with this one a bit more. A bit kind of like nourishing all of the flesh and the blood and the physicality of my body. Now, I'm not going to run a poll for it, but if anyone wants to, write into the chat and say sort of what it felt like or whereabouts it affected them. But one thing I would like to do is if you could bring up the slide again, please, Cat. Cat. Oh my God, I called you Chat. Then we can see something here. So it strengthens all 3 yin channels. It resolves damp. Now, damp is like, it could literally be water retention. But it can also be a feeling of heaviness and sluggishness, and that could be physically as well as psychologically. Remember how I said at first it felt like it lightened my mind a little? So what have we got being said by people here? Oh, really, really good. Oh, great. Thank you very much. The one thing to note, really clear in red there, is it's contraindicated in pregnancy. Now, this is mainly first trimester, partly the second trimester as well. And if there are any conditions or weaknesses with the mum, then definitely don't want to kind of go into it. It's the thing with the contraindicated points is in all reality, it would be pretty tough to make a very difficult effect happen. But it is something that you want to kind of steer clear of. However, when it comes to getting ready for mum to give birth, it is a fantastic time to start using Spleen 6, especially if there is a need for inducing, or when it's time, when labour's actually happening. So it can be used, but only in the right moment. Other than that, it's a fantastic point. I was reading up in Cliff's favourite book, which I'm just going to get as well. It's a great book called Images and Functions of the Acupuncture Points. There you go. By Arnie Lade. And it was talking about, I cannot list how many wonderful things it affects, but it's really beneficial for the blood. It's very beneficial for the blood. Feels so much lighter physically in lower burner, lower legs and arms, and also emotionally. Oh, wonderful, Mary. Thank you very much for saying.